We brought the fire on.
Hey, we're back for another episode, another segment of On the Record with Tiffany.
All right, so
Kevin.
And Kevin. So we're going to calm down.
Here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Yes, we were fire in the last segment.
We called out some people too, right? That annoy.
No, you called out some people.
I called out some people that annoy me, right? And so we just wanted to come back in not correct
and I made my comments.
All right, so let's clarify. Okay, one, I'm going to speak first, and so we get passionate about this. We should be a little more professional on the radio. All right, so
I
what
think
we
we're
mean
living in a time where people need to stand up.
When we call out those individuals,
right?
When we call out those individuals, when I say Candace Owens, Alan West. Right. Who's the other guy called out? Officer Tatum, who's also before us. I think he's from the 5 to 7 slot. Is that those individuals generally are coming from a negative
anything
lens.
black is wrong.
Yeah, they always assume that the black people are wrong, right? And I'm not saying that. We want to look at the facts versus a stereotype, right? So, for example, we're not going to call out a name. We have a friend, good friend of ours, who gets kicked out of restaurant after the places she gets kicked out of is just beyond me.
How did you get kicked out of there?
And she will tell you if you talk to her, it's because she's black.
Her story, yes.
It always ends up because she was black. Because she was black, right? And I'm like,
but her story is not right. The reason why people kick her out is because she's
a jerk.
She's rude.
Yeah,
she's rude.
Yeah,
and that has nothing to do with her blackness. It has to do with her personality.
Yeah, so you have to look at the facts versus the stereotypes.
Because we have a white friend who is equally as toxic.
Yeah, kicked out too.
Equally as toxic, and is always getting kicked out of places and doing stupid stuff.
And so you have to look at the facts of the situation. And I never want to come from a position that, oh, they did this to me because I'm X, right? It may not be, right? I know I'm a jerk, right? And sometimes some people, I'm not for everybody. Right, some people are not going to like me because I'm a jerk. Has nothing to do with the fact that I'm an African American, right? And so that's what I say that. And then the other thing to clarify, when I always say, hey, if you're going to be this Candace Owens type or Larry Elder or Alan West type Republican, right? The reason I say that is that in the party, when we're participating and they're asking for views, your point of view, and we have to advocate for things that are good for the community, right? Those guys generally come from the viewpoint of black people just need to try harder, right?
There is no advocacy for economic development.
Exactly.
It's just a circle jerk of rhetoric where people are just excoriating the black community and pointing out
deficiencies, right?
Deficiencies.
Which
instead of, hey, let's look at how we can address what is happening within the community. So one of the arguments that is made consistently and has been made consistently decade after decade is this is a problem that only they can fix. Well, you are correct. It's a problem that we can fix by us engaging in this party, us bringing our thoughts to this party, us shaping the policy through this party on what can be done. And you do not hear those people that you mentioned saying what I just said.
Because what we want is we want to engage people like my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. We want to engage people like that, people who are thoughtful, people who have a lot to give and bring in input, but are turned off by those types of individuals that we just listed, right? So
this is a speak truth to power time. Yeah. This is the time if you haven't believed in any other time that God is speaking mightily. Now is the time where for me, because I'm B1, but I'm also a Christian.
Yep.
And so for me, seeing life as a Black, female, Christian.
Republican.
Yes. I have to stand up for what is best for my community and the underserved communities in this country. And I don't see the people he mentioned and many others doing that. I don't hear the narrative of economic empowerment, and here's the action behind it,
Or if
and
they-
the policy behind
they
it
bring it
that
up.
we're advocating.
Yeah.
I don't see the advocacy. I don't see the policy being written, and this nation is built on policy.
So, and let's talk, or yeah, policy.
Locally
but what has an impact on policy, Tiffany, though, is rhetoric.
That's right.
What is the rhetoric
and
that
and
we're
the
using?
rhetoric is just
horrible.
it is just the same deficiencies pointed out. And hey, give me some money so I can keep talking trash.
But yeah,
that's all it is.
But you see those individuals; they're big in the media. They're out there, and they are what I would describe as they're dancing and shucking into a
and
to
what's
a
the
particular
policy
base.
that any of them have
Yeah.
written or been involved in writing to assist in the empowerment of the black
but also
community?
not just the empowerment but to bring more black
Business?
people. No, bring more black people into the party. I keep saying, it's not about vote Republican. It's about participate Republican. Get involved at the local level, because what we're going to find is that we truly have more in common than we have difference with others, right? And build coalitions within the Republican Party as a B1. Foundational Black American,
Exactly.
or ADOS. I use the term ADOS here because that is the American descendants of slaves, right? And I know that those terms have controversy around them, but I think they appeal. I know they appeal to people who look like me, who have thought about coming into the Republican Party, would like to participate in the Republican Party, but they're really turned off by the quote unquote spokesmen who aren't speaking to black people. They're really speaking to a particular part of the base, right, within the Republican Party. And I know people ask me all the time, well, why are you involved in the Republican Party? Because I believe in the how. When we say freedom, opportunity, growth, and progress, I believe in the Republican Party's how. How do you achieve that?
Everybody wants freedom.
Everybody wants that.
Everybody wants the freedom that this beautiful country affords. That's why people get on rats with their children to come to this nation. Everybody wants opportunity for their kids. And everybody wants growth. They want economic growth in their own household. They want growth in their community, and everybody wants progress. There's not a single American who does not want those four things.
And so we, as foundational Black Americans, right, for the most part, descendants of slaves, right, we believe we have a right to those items, right? Now, the how part for me is what I believe about on the Republican Party. It's achieved through independence, work, and effort. Right? And with as little government involvement as possible with our lives. So, but we have to participate in the political process, because I know that sounds like an oxymoron with as little government involvement, but we have to get involved with the process and within the political party, and that is with the Republican Party, because they are the winners at this stage in the game. And also, our black votes are wanted in the Democratic Party, but aren't appreciated in the Democratic Party.
Well, I believe that you need black people on both sides, because the black voice
I think they have too many right
heard,
now in the Democratic Party.
Should always be heard. And there is a deficit of black, thoughtful, connected to the community voices in the Republican Party.
And the reason, and let me explain too, the reason I say there needs to be a huge swing is because we have to represent in the party in larger numbers. We can't in the general elections go out and be 80% Democrat, voting Democrat, right? The economics, the political economics of that don't make sense if I am running as a B1 Republican, or even if I have I'm co-opting some terms from the left. If I have an advocate, a quote unquote white advocate, if I have a Thaddeus Russell, right, from the 1800s, right, if I have a Thaddeus Russell, I've got to at least come out in large numbers and support him. Right. And for those of you who don't know who Thaddeus Russell is, look him up. You do a Google check on Wikipedia. You can find that. Read a little bit more. OK, so that is what. So our reason is to say I want a large swing, huge swing to where we see on Fox, we see on CNN, I see on the New York Times, I see in the local paper. What is it going to take for the Democratic Party to win back the African American vote?
And he says that because we see headlines all the time. What is it going to take for the Democratic Party to win back
The white
male vote? What is it going to take? But no one says that about the African American vote, though the African American vote, as we saw with Stacey Abrams, can swing a state.
Yeah, it can.
So,
and
we have people who come out and utilize that African American vote, and then nothing.
So
afterwards.
and for me, it's not.
And that has been, and that's a proven fact. Just going and seeing the neighborhoods, that's a proven fact.
Yeah.
So. You've been listening to On the Record with Tiffany.
Check us out on YouTube if
That's
you want
right.
to debate with us. I will be answering the comments, and I'll take
We
you
will
on.
answer. We will talk to you, baby. So check us out. Come on, and let's have a dialogue about this, because this is what this nation is about: freedom of expression.
Yeah, and
Let's do it.
And tell us why we're wrong.
All right.
You have been listening
right.
to On the Record with Tiffany and yours truly, Kevin. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day.